a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
No ads. Wow. Walt Disney Pictures presents, we get Lion King visuals, but weird like royal music. Cheetah. We see a baby cheetah. A Robert Halmy film, the little guy's watching stock footage of other African animals in the wild, and this is shot weird. And there's a weird shot of a bird that looks like it's fake flying. I have no idea what to expect with this one, folks. Never heard of this movie until today. A girl from Adventures in Babysitting, or is it the boys in this movie? The VHS case said something about Adventures in Babysitting. Now we have Caribbean music as a bunch of people meet up in the airport and they make it to the Great Rib Valley. Okay, it's a family, mom, dad, son, daughter. This seems very familiar. They're at dad's research station. They warn the kids about wild animals and they practically say it right into the camera. And all hail Captain Foreshadowing. We meet the locals. They speak Swahili. Here we are, kids, you're home for the next 6 months, and this movie is shot weird, like I said. It's hard to explain. It's like one roaming steady cam. They see this like resort, and that's where they're gonna be living. The kids thought they would be roughing it. The teenagers have to share bunk beds. That's kind of awkward. Teenage son is Ted. He's obsessed with having an African adventure. Ted says this feels like prison. He's in Kenya and he can't explore. Sis says, hey, at least mom's letting us take a safari. Her name is Susie. This movie is a masterclass in foreshadowing so far. They see some animal in the distance through his binoculars. They want to go check it out. They meet some locals. The locals are missing a goat. Suddenly this little kid stalks them with the spear, but swerve, the goat comes rushing out from the bushes behind the kids. The little guy's like, come check out our village. And we get feel-good surf rock music here in Kenya for this scene. Whoever they hired to score this movie like lied on their resume. It sounds like Jack Johnson now. What is happening? They go into this restaurant in Kenya and there's a live band. They're jamming and they're singing Jambo, Want My Daddy, Misha, and I swear, Hakuna Matata. Like, what is happening in this movie? This is pre-Lion King. They ask the little Kenyan kid if he'll be here again tomorrow because they have to go back before mom and dad come home. Notice they're missing and they're disobeying orders. Then at supper that night, the parents go, so what did you do today? And the kids are like, studying, just so unprepared to be asked that. The next day, the kids go back to the village and they're immersing with the locals, and this is the experience they want. Chilling with the Kenyan goat farmers, like not a cell phone in sight, just living in the moment with Kenyan goat farmers. They bring the little dude to their house though, and I hope they brought along Black Phillip. My daughter says, that guy is going to be the one that betrays them. The movie is she watching? Morago is this little guy. He's playing Pac-Man. He thinks it's great. Mom and dad walk in and they're mad because his kid's here. But at least this child knows the land and can probably keep their dumb kids safe. So lesson, outright disobey your parents and hope for the best. Actually, that's not the worst advice. Parents are like, oh, you zany kids. They play soccer and the ball ends up by a sleeping rhino. And Morago goes and gets it without waking up the rhino. Ted tells his sis, sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And he goes and tries to pet the rhino. For the record, the sexual tension between these two siblings is off the charts in this movie. He's about to touch him. And they play the Macho Man theme music. Morago's mom scolds him for hanging with the white kids, and like Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl, his mom says they not like us. Then she goes like, now drink your blood and milk. And then they find an orphan cheetah the next day. So the mom was killed by a poacher. They better go before the hyenas come to eat the mom's dead body. That's dark. Ted says, look guys, a clue! And there's tire tracks and footprints that don't go anywhere. So now we're in like Scooby-Doo. I swear this movie, like, it's incredible. It's like they took every 80s kids show and fed it into a computer and it spit out this script. Now they have an orphan baby cheetah in the house with them. Mom goes, well, when we go back to LA, you gotta choose between the cheetah and me. What a thing to say. Mom's looking for a way out of this mess, I swear. We jump ahead in time. There's a voiceover of the mom and the kids arguing. Like, we just hear it while we see footage of the cheetah growing, and it's like the original Hakuna Matata scene with them walking over the log as they grow, the characters in The Lion King. And now they play the David Copperfield flying music. This movie makes no sense, but it's somehow quickly becoming one of my favorite. It's like if Girl Talk made a movie, sampled 300 movies and TV shows and just mashed them together one after another to create a movie out of a million pieces of other movies. They go to some local shop and they ask about the fabric they ordered. Mr. Patel, we meet this troublemaker. He watches their cheetah eat some cookies off the shelf and Mom goes, guess we bought some cookies. And Mr. Patel stares at Mom and says, what a beautiful, marvelous creature. And the dad's like, dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. Dad says he's afraid Ted's grades are as sloppy as his room. Yeah, take that, Ted. They're making plans to go home because it's already been 6 months. There's a new guy who's going to come and take over the place for this family while they go home. So they're going to have to say goodbye to Duma, the baby cheetah, and Morago as well. They want to release Duma back into the wild, and the experts look at the mom and start sweating, and she's like, something as beautiful as her will have no problem finding a mate. Mom is in demand out here in Kenya. Explore your options, girl. Mr. Patel shows up. This Patel starts talking to the horizon like Baywatch and talks about how his uncle owns. Might want to sit down for this, folks. An illegal cheetah racetrack. And could get top dollar for this cheetah if they could catch it and teach it to race in this illegal underground cheetah racing scam business. I love all of this. Keep the f***ing crazy coming, Disney. They can't get the cheetah to go back into the wild and wants to live with them. So they get a roast out of the fridge, and for some reason they shoot this scene of them getting the roast out of the fridge with a camera mounted on the roof. It's like looking down from them from above. Nothing, absolutely nothing in this movie makes sense. No music, no shot style, no choice or dialogue matches the scene before or the scene after, and it's intoxicating. Even the cheetah itself looks right into the camera a few times like, are you serious? This was in the script? The cheetah doesn't want to get separated from the family, and Mom says, when you love something, heartbreak is part of the bargain. And I swear this is Mom just like sleeping with everyone in the village and town, and she just can't bring herself to tell dumb dad like her husband at this point. Mr. Patel and some other guy with an evil accent, they're going to start their own illegal animal racing scheme. And again, pay attention. Everyone knows that cheetahs are the fastest animal in the world, but they're going to make a track too long. So the cheetah will get tired and actually won't win, but only they will know this. So they will bet against their own cheetah and get rich, swindling the rest of the people who bet on the cheetah. Because everyone knows it's the fastest animal. Still with me? Yeah? Feel me? Cheetah. The family are having a last meal, and the three bad guys are sneaking around with cheetah traps. Like, and now they want to get the whistle the boy uses to get the cheetah's attention to call it. So now they're sneaking through the house while the family is downstairs eating. And I can't with this movie. Mr. Patel has a flashlight and is going through the teenager's drawers, and he finds the whistle and Susie's panties. They get the whistle and they capture the cheetah, and now the kids are like, where's the cheetah? Where's my whistle? Susie's like, where's my panties? Brother and sister group hug Morago, and then Morago like slips out of this awkward sibling hug, and they just continue hugging each other long after the kid's gone. Hot. Tension. They stop at Mr. Patel's store to get some patrol, like they're Bluey or Peppa Pig, and Patel gets all cocky. He's like, hey, too bad you lost your cheetah. And Ted's like, what? I never told you that. He's like, oh, sorry, not what I meant. Good cover, Patel. Then Ted sees the tread on the other guy's shoes, and being a teenage shoe tread expert, he knows it's the same tread by the dead cheetah's mother, and Ted cracks the case. At the airport, he's running down these facts to his sister and why they can't leave. What if they stole our cheetah to race in a rigged underground cheetah racing Ponzi scheme? And she's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm in. Let's not get on the plane. Let's figure this out. So I guess Mom and Dad are staying like a couple extra days, and they sent the kids to the airport to fly home a couple days earlier. The mom and the dad don't realize the kids don't actually catch the plane. Things are getting intense. It's getting serious as the kids betray their parents and go alone and risk their lives trying to rescue their cheetah from these bad guys, this underground cheetah racing Ponzi scheme. So of course, the guy who scores the film plays like a Muzak copy-free version of Hot, 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 because what else would you play right now? And they head back to the village to get baby Duma back from Mr. Patel and his creepy thugs. They get back to the store and there's a new Mr. Patel. He says he's Mr. Patel's cousin. Is this the same actor? I don't know. And he can't tell them where Mr. Patel is. The kids are like, we have money for him and we need to give him this money, and cousin Patel's eyes light up and he's like trying to grab the money out of the kid's hands in like a cartoony over the top way. He offers to take the money and give it to his cousin and they're like, no, we gotta hand deliver it. And yeah, this is Mr. Patel and his cousin. These characters are not within the current Disney storytelling style, man. This is full of offensive stereotypes. Next, they recruit their little pal, Morago again. They're like, Mr. Patel stole the cheetah, and he's gonna race in the underground cheetah racing Ponzi scheme. And Morago's like, I knew it. So they didn't get on the plane, and Mr. Patel's creepy cousin said, he's at this camp, can you take us there? No way, Jose, says Morago, but he points them in the right direction, so they just start walking. A 2-day trek, no food, no water. These two white kids just heading towards a place called Devil's Gate. Sounds fine. I know I'm dating myself, and the Canadian in me is showing me this whole thing looks like an episode of Danger Bay. Patel is chasing the cheetah on a motorbike, and the cheetah stops running and calls him a lazy pussycat. The kids sleep in a tree, and the bushes start shaking. They think they're going to die. And then their little pal, Morago, pops up like, surprise, I'm all in. I've just been walking behind you guys for the last day and a half. Let's go get that cheetah back. So, yes way, Jose? The three of them trek through the jungle, and they play like marching to war fife music, because of course they do. The mean guy is showing the cheetah, who's the caged cheetah, some meat, and then he says, no, you have to earn it. And then we get this bizarre shot from inside the cage, from like the cheetah's perspective looking out. No dialogue, nothing happens. They just hold this shot for like 5 seconds, and it's so bizarre, it makes no sense. They continue to trek through the barren lands of Kenya, and we go back to the David Copperfield flying epic music. The kids are hungry, and Ted says, great, let's make a fire and talk about food. Little Kenyan buddy starts eating termites, and he says, if you can put fish in your mouth, you can put anything in your mouth. And Susie's like, I need protein, and they all eat termites. And this scene really needed like some gangster rap or something here, right? The score guy let me down. So they all eat termites, and then the Kenyan kid laughs, goes, you dumb white kids, I didn't actually eat mine. You're gonna die. Just kidding. Morago's dad shows up to the like Ted and Susie's dad's office, and he's like, what can I do for you? And Morago's dad says, no, it's what we can do for each other. I usually skip this part too. He's like, your kid's left with my kid, Mr. Johnson says, oh, no, my kid's got on a plane and flew back to LA. I'll show you, I'll call my mom. And what? They never showed up. Now we go to Patel's cousin, and Morago's dad pulls a sword on him. He's like, where's your cousin? You tell me or I'll kill you, and I'm going to wear your skin and dance for your orphan children. This guy is not around. Back to the three kids. They keep asking Morago a bunch of questions, and he just keeps answering everything. Hakuna Matata. I'm serious. They need to go to Jamhuri. Then they get, we're treated to this brilliant exchange.
We go now.
Looks like both our wives are insisting, Kipoan.
Like, this was before The Lion King as well. Blowing my mind. The kids make it to the camp, and they want to wait until night. Then the kids are going to jump the bad guys. The adult men, quite the plan. They see like the cheetah versus greyhound race advertised on a paper in English. It's a clue. Then they find their cheetah pal in a cage. How are we going to get her out of here? It's a combination lock. Then the bad guy comes in and grabs Elizabeth from behind. He tries to grab a knife, and then Ted walks in, and we just cut scenes. Okay. The parents are driving to the camp. Mr. Patel and his goons have captured the kids, and he puts the kids in the cage. Wants to keep them there until after the race. But they can't find the little Kenyan guy as he sneaks through the shadows behind them. The English guy says, this is bad luck, and Mr. Patel says, yes, for the kids. The bad guys leave for the race, and Morago emerges from the shadows to let the kids out of the cage. And because Sally watched when they opened the lock to put the kids inside, she knows the combo. They get out, they hit the road, the police pick them up, and we get spy music as they hide in like a sheep truck on the way to Nairobi, where the race is. that starts right away. Now mom and dad find the flyer about the race in Nairobi, and now they're on their way to it as well. This race has incredible attendance for being thrown together at the last minute, for being a scam, right? Like, these two bad guys should just go legitimate and plan events. This is an incredible skill they have managed to pull together a crowd like this. The kids run through a market and we get a Coca-Cola sign, and then the floating handheld camera like just soars through the scene, and this is weird for 1989. They run through the city and Morago has a spear. I'm missing some dialogue as I set up for the race because my daughter is suddenly inexplicably an expert in cheetah and greyhound and is talking my ear off with fun facts about these animals. The kids show up just as the cheetah race starts. The plan is working. The cheetah is winning. Then the cheetah is losing. But Ted finds the whistle. He blows it, and then that kicks the cheetah back into the race, and uh-oh, she turns it on and wins the race, and the bad guy's plan didn't work, and they lose all their money thanks to Ted and his magic cheetah whistle. So they lost it all. The kids are reunited with their parents, and the cheetah chases the guy that had him in the cage and wouldn't feed him. And now Duma, the baby cheetah, is going to kill the guy who killed his mom, and she tackles him, and she's like eating his hand, and the dad comes and is like, "Come on, you big cat, let's go." Then the police pick up the bad guy and say, quote, "What a bad day for poachers." The parents are like, "Let's stay in Africa another month." And Ted says, "No, look, she's ready to go now. If we really love her, we have to let her go," or whatever the he said earlier in the movie, Mom. They say their tearful goodbye, and then she sees a male cheetah in the distance. She's like, hell yeah, a gal is really going to celebrate her win today. They all turn their backs and say, "Go away, Duma." And the cheetah's like, "Aight," and runs after the male cheetah. Then they have this moment of unity, and all the characters talk about how the spirits share the same earth. And my daughter says, "I don't think that's the same actor from the beginning of the movie." And I have no idea which character she's talking about, and I don't want to know. The cheetah runs to her mate, and you might not want to turn around, kids.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.